Hello, and welcome everyone to our very first Pause for Pause fundraising event. I am so grateful to have everyone here. There might be some more people trickling in as we move through this session today. But I want to, from the bottom of my heart, welcome you and thank you for choosing to spend this time with us today. It's a very special thing that we're doing here. And today is somewhat of the proverbial or metaphorical groundbreaking for PAWS Animal Wellness Sanctuary. And so to have each of you here is a true gift. So I just want to take a moment as a lot of you are familiar with the connection field with the work that I do. So we're just going to take a moment to settle in together. Just taking a couple deep breaths, coming into this moment, into this space, so we can really be present with one another today. So you can keep your eyes open, your eyes closed, whatever works for you. I'm going to close mine. We just take a moment to bring our awareness directly inside that precious heart space in the center of our chest. And just breathe deeply into the heart. Breathing a little deeper and a little slower than we normally do. Allowing ourselves to become present with the breath and present with the heart. Each breath really allowing ourselves to arrive here in this moment. The only moment that truly matters is the here and now. And take 2 more deep breaths together. Anchoring into this space. And when we're ready, if our eyes aren't already open, we can gently open them. Alrighty, so I just want to pull up a little presentation. I'm going to get my son to. I have 2 puppy dogs that are extremely excited right now. I think they can feel it all. So they had to go lay down out in the other room because they were just getting a little rambunctious. But I'm certain once we settle in even more, they're going to settle in even more. So I want to pull up a slide deck that we prepared just to help kind of take us through this conversation today. Okay, so everybody should be able to see my screen. Okay, so welcome everyone to our very first Pause for Pause fundraising event. Again, this is for PAWS Animal Wellness Sanctuary. So right now on my screen, you can see I have a picture on one side and it says, "And God said, send them without wings so no one suspects they are angels." And that quote in and of itself just really defines the role animals have played for me in my life. And I owe a lot to them unknowingly until I got here later in life. But I owe a lot of my compassion, my ability to unconditionally love, to learn. I owe it to them. So on this picture, I just want to share, these are a few of these animals are who we already have in the sanctuary, which is right now my home. And a couple of the images on the screen are actually animals that belong to a couple of the team members that are here to meet you today. So just briefly give you a little overview of what we're going to do today. We're here, we're together, we're welcomed into this space. In a moment, you're going to meet the team or a couple of the members in the team. And then we'll go through a little bit of our story, what our mission is, take a look into the future where we're headed. Many of you are familiar with the work I do as a meditation teacher, so you'll kind of understand better how that's going to evolve with this vision. And then we're going to have a meditation and we're going to just really seed the intention for this sanctuary together. And we're going to send love out to all the little fur babies and creatures and animals in the animal kingdom and really across the universe, right? All really sentient beings. I mean, we're all animals, really. We know that, but we're going to send them out to those furry friends, pause bars. So, I'm just going to give you a brief view of this slide and then I'm going to take it down so we can actually really meet the team. But so right now we have 5 members, including myself. That includes me and my 2 best friends and my 2 children who have decided that they wanted to be a part of this in their own way as well, which is super awesome. And again, just briefly, I've been in the wellness space and meditation space since about 2020, 2021, and an entrepreneur officially since 2021, and doing mentoring and meditation teaching and kind of just working my way through time and space to find like truly what my heart was calling me to do, which I always knew contained a wellness center and have in the past year really come to know that that is this animal sanctuary and wellness center. And so I just want to introduce you to my two of my like the most beautiful gems in the whole world. I love these ladies so much. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I have everybody on gallery view because I just really like gallery view. I like when we can sit together and be here together as a group. So I'm not going to pin anybody, but if you put it on gallery view, you'll be able to see everyone, or it should just pop up if you have speaker view on. So I am going to invite Natalie, who has been my best friend for quite a few years. We live right down the block from each other. Um, she's just been a grounding source for me here in Colorado, and I'm so grateful to have her here with us today. So Natalie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Natalie, and DJ and I have known each other for 4 years now. Um, and we've kind of bonded over our love of animals, if more than anything. I have 2 golden retrievers, but my family has a history of fostering pets, fostering dogs, fostering cats, and getting them to their forever home, kind of helping with that transition for them. Um, I have had animals forever growing up, and I know firsthand how important that connection is between humans and animals and how life-saving for both parties that connection and that love can be. Um, I'm just really happy to be able to be a part of this, the wonderful organization of PAWS, and to be able to share my love of human connection and um, I guess heart-centered practice with you all today. Um, I guess I should also mention that I'm the secretary to the board of directors, so for PAWS, and so I look forward to continuing on this journey with DJ, with Hannah, with all of you, with Nellie and Orion. And I'm just so grateful that you're able to spend this time with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. And thank you for being here today, for sharing your heart and your time. And Natalie's just a precious, precious being. And I think that, she she just lights up my heart so much. So thank you.
The feeling
And
yeah.
you love me too. And I also have on my team like soul sister from lifetimes past. I'm certain that her and I have been dancing together for many, 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 many cycles. And that just becomes more and more apparent as we grow together. So Hannah has been my friend for a long time. I really want to just give you the space to introduce yourself, to share anything you might want to share, just bringing your voice here. You can unmute when you're ready.
So I'm Hannah, and I've known DJ for, I want to say 13 years, maybe 14 at this point. Um, and yes, very much so. Meeting and becoming instant best friends was just very fated. It was kismet. And this retreat or the Pause Animal Wellness Sanctuary has kind of been something that's very preciously also kismet on our timeline together. I guess I'll mention too, I'm on the board of directors and the VP. So yeah, and right now I'm just working to advance my own understanding of how to meet animals in their world, on their level, while also supporting them and caring for their needs to ultimately just do right by them. And yes, I'm so grateful to be here with all of you today. I'm not even going to try to outdo, I'm just going to second what Natalie said because she put it so well. So just very, very grateful to be here and for all of you to be joining today.
Thank you, Hannah. I want to just share also, so you'll hear both of them have called me DJ. That's my nickname and has been since I was a little kid. So I was like, remember to call me Khadija. I don't think that it's going to ever happen. It's so ingrained, but
Old
that's
habits
okay.
die
Oh,
hard. Sorry.
yeah, that's okay. But I also want to mention that Hannah and I, we just have a really beautiful history. And um, we went actually met each other when we were both in our bachelor's degrees in Las Cruces, New Mexico. We were both working on a bachelor's in physics. And it's so beautiful because what we did then was we actually helped to build from the ground up the Society of Physics Students, which was a student organization on campus. And we basically took something that was not really doing anything and turned it into something that was blossoming, doing student outreach, going to schools, working with kids, really bringing science into places where it wasn't often seen, especially with women and underrepresented communities. And so when we kind of came together to do pause, it was like this was designed from the very beginning. It was always there. We just had to get here. And it feels there's so many things, even being here today with everybody and having our like first fundraiser, we had so many fundraisers for SPS. We had so many different things that we did. And it's like I was reflecting on that this morning and I was thinking, man, how beautiful is this? It feels so reminiscent, but in like a whole new life. Because of course we're not the same people we were then, and though who we were then has very much built into who we are. So just feel like that's a really important thing to share here, especially with these people, these beautiful souls. Someone else that's here with us today, but she's not going to come on camera because she's helping take care of Natalie's son, Johnny, is my daughter, Nellie. She's listening from the background. She's here, so we can just all send her like a little wave of love just for sharing her time and her space and being with us. And I just want to say that she's actually the one who has created our logo. She's the one who created the design for our t-shirt. Natalie, if you want to sit up, my mom's got one on too, but Natalie, if you want to show the front of this beautiful shirt that we have. It says love, meditate, rescue. It's got a paw in the background. It's got our logo. And on the back, it has a wonderful quote that says, some bonds cannot be explained, only felt in the quiet moments when an animal rests beside you and you both just know. So I felt like that was a perfect quote for a lot of things, not just for this, but really like some bonds just can't be explained, only felt. And I think all of us in this group could probably say that about each other, even. So, okay, I'm going to put back up my slideshow so we can keep on this little journey of ours. All right. Okay, Natalie, it is on to you, my friend, for you to share the mission. You're muted though.
Sorry about that. Got ahead of myself. I'm just going to read it right off of the screen. Um, and I'd like you all to follow along with me and kind of meditate on how that mission strikes your heart, and how that feels good to you, how you serve that in your own life and in your community. So our mission is that PAWS is dedicated to rescuing and rehabilitating animals in need while helping create a space for mutual healing and understanding between humans and animals. Through education, connection, and heart-centered approaches, PAWS strives to create a haven for animals and a space for people to deepen the connection with their heart, animals, and the earth. So for me, that kind of just draws attention towards how the loving connection between all of, I mean, earth kind, plants, animals, humans, how we all benefit from each other and how it's really beneficial for all of us to just live in harmony and spread love and compassion towards everything that we come in contact with.
Thank you. Thank you. It's beautiful. Yeah. Well, thank you for asking us to reflect on it in that way as well. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of proceed forward. And I'm just gonna share a little bit about, I'm gonna try not to spend too long on this because this is like, you can't really contain it, you know? It's one of those things that's been ever evolving. But I just want to share a little bit about our story. So, PAWS officially was founded after my sweet boy, Tobias, who's this puppy dog up in the corner here. And in the beginning, when I first adopted Tobias, he was probably the most energetic creature I'd ever met in my whole life. Like he could run circles around me, and he was a really great dog. Like he didn't chew up really anything. He didn't go to the bathroom in the house. He was never mean in situations. He was always the sweetest, but he had the most energy ever. And part of that was because I had two tiny little children that were running around and also extremely energized. And so they just fed off of each other. And he was my best friend and my son's soul dog. So Orion, he was definitely his soul dog. And last September, we lost him to cancer. And he had had skin cancer pretty much his whole life. We'd had it removed twice through traditional, medicine. And then the third time, I was able to help him heal through heart coherence practice. And him and I both healed at the same time from something very similar. And then about a year after that, it was his time. And it was his time because if he hadn't left the earth when he did, I never could have found this in the way that I did. Because when he passed away, it was a changing point in my life. It was a shifting timelines. It was a moment where that was basically planned from the beginning. If I hadn't figured it out by then, it would occur. And it brought me my awareness to all the animals across the planet, really, but it's really, really a lot in America that are unfortunately euthanized or mistreated for a variety of reasons. Often shelters, are at capacity. They can't tend to the animals that are there, and they don't have better procedures right now. And it kind of lit a fire in my heart and said, what can I do about this? How can I be of service to this mission, to this cause? I last night was before I get to that point. So PAWS is being organized as a charity, and we are from the foundation up. We are organizing as a 501c3 nonprofit. We do not have our 501c3 certification yet. We are working towards that right now. That is part of what this fundraiser has been for, though it is a beautiful celebration because we have the money. We can now actually fill out the form and apply for it. We just have to get all our ducks in the row. So that's thanks to all of you making that possible. So thank you so much for being here and helping with that. So that will be soon, and then that's going to take us to a whole nother level. It's also being organized to really be that space for human to connection and human to animal connection, right? So it's an animal sanctuary and a wellness center the vision is so big, and it's so wonderful that we have such big hearts because there's just so much room for it. But before I'm going to move on, for Hannah to share the next thing. I just want to share something because last night I had the wonderful opportunity to go and see Lee Asher live in Denver, who Lee Asher actually operates one of the biggest animal sanctuaries in America right now. It's one of the most well known. It has, right now they have like 170 dogs, is what he said, like 35 cats, like numerous 35 horses, like so many pigs and cows and goats, like a lot of different. I don't actually know that they have cows. I don't know why I said that, but they have a lot of different animals, and they do it really well. They're a nonprofit, and so it was a great honor to get to go there. And of course, my little manifesting Italians got me moved to the front row. I got a seat comped, and I was right in the front, so that was fun. It was cool. Um, but one of the things he said that felt so important to share today was, in this work and in all the work that we do, when we are helping humanity heal and helping serve core issues, crises, whatever you want to call them. I don't really like any of those words, but these things that need service, when we're helping to that, we can come to face a lot of darkness, right? And I'm just saying this in my own way, right? But we can come to see a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and a lot of things that we actually don't want to witness. And when we meet those things, and this is what he said that just blew me away. He said, these are opportunities not to close down our heart, but to open them even wider to contain it all. And I thought, gosh, isn't that beautiful? So no matter what you see in any moment, like, yes, we can be very aware of the animals that are out there that are not in the best spaces right now. But we can also know that by opening our hearts even wider, we can do something about it, really. We can know that the people on the planet need greater service to humanity. But we can only do that by opening our hearts even wider. And so when we see something that we don't agree with, when we see something that hurts our heart, it's actually, and when we feel that pain, that's the heart going, open me even more. So that is a deeper invitation for us all today. Okay, maybe we just take a breath on that before we go to the next one. Just take a nice deep breath. Kind of feel into how we can all open our hearts a little bit more. Okay. All right, Hannah, my dear. She's going to go ahead and share, oops, nope, some of the forward-looking goals that we have for us planned here in the future.
Yeah, so our goals are vast and increasing rapidly. The list seems to get longer every day, it feels, which is cool. But so currently, we are focused on implementing best practices for documentation and strategic planning so that as we grow and we expand our fundraising efforts and our ways that we're managing our money and collaborating with the local community and getting volunteers and hiring staff and all that, it's to make sure that we do so sustainably and with transparency. Um, Yeah, and that's just something we're doing now for our foundation, and we're just trying to establish all the things that go into our foundation and doing so with integrity and transparency. Some of our not long term, but and not like medium, but like between short term and medium goals, I would say, would be collaborating with local community, like other nonprofits, local businesses, veterinarians, developing interactive experiences like workshops and programs for awareness to educate the public about animal care, responsible pet ownership, and the healing bond between animals and humans. And big one is partnering with shelters willing to work towards increasing their save rate and eventually becoming and establishing a no-kill status. And so that would start with us helping them to increase it, to 1%. And then as the timeline continues, 5%, 25, and so on until they have that no kill status established and helping them to maintain that as well. So we're definitely gonna have a lot of room for a lot of animals to maintain this. And so that's where the land for the sanctuary comes into play, which is longer term goals for sure, where we'll have areas for just specific areas for, veterinary care, rehabilitation, training enrichment activities for the animals. Um, we'll have a follow-up support program within our adoption and foster programs that's going to be, on the sanctuary, where if someone adopts an animal from us and it's not working out, they can definitely just bring it back to us, no questions asked. That's going to be a specific policy for sure, as well as other support if it's something that can be worked on and it's not working out. Just training and all the things that go into follow-up support, as well as having a specific retreat wellness center on sanctuary grounds where we'll offer workshops, events, and visitors can connect with some of the sanctuary residents, with nature, and with themselves. And there's so much more, but these were the most important for the time that we have today. So I'll hand it back to Khadijah on that note.
Thank you, Hannah. Yeah. Um, I want to just kind of reflect back on the working with the shelters. This is so big. It so feels so important because, and I know some of you have heard me say this because I've shared a little bit about pause in some of the meditation events, but it's not enough, I feel like, for us to just open a sanctuary where we have a bunch of animals. I'd love that. I absolutely adore that. And I know Hannah does, and I know Natalie does. However, we could genuinely just pull animals from one space, from one shelter for the entire lifetime of the sanctuary and really not make much more of an impact than that. And so that becomes the purpose of why we felt if there's some, we have to find a way to help that shelter move to a greater save rate. So more animals are actually getting even adopted out of the shelter. And so part of that, which is longer term also, is building greater awareness on social media, on other platforms of certain shelters. So people recognize that, you know, you don't have to go and pay a bunch of money for this like perfect special animal. There are so many at the shelter. Sometimes people think that at the shelters it's just the dogs that are mean or aggressive or nobody wants or whatnot. And ultimately, if there are animals at the shelter that are shut down or mean or aggressive, it's only because they are in an environment that is not suiting them or helping them heal. And you often will notice that when you remove the animal from that space, they will flourish in a whole different way. And the two puppies I adopted are testimony of that in and of itself. Um, so if you're looking or thinking or know somebody that's thinking about getting an animal, send them to your local animal shelter before they go anywhere else. That's really going to be one of the greatest things you can do right now to help all of these animals across the US or across the world or whatever, wherever you may be. Because I know we have people all over the world joining us today, which is so cool. Like Wales, Australia, like America, like it's so cool to have you all here with me. Okay. So moving onward, just to share a little bit about where, many of you are quite aware, I've been a meditation teacher, mentor, doing this work for quite a few years now. And originally I was working under Journey into the Soul LLC. And whenever I got received this download of what I was doing with Pause, I knew it was time to dissolve Journey into the Soul, which is what I did. And I started working as a sole proprietor, doing business as Soul Journey Wellness for this kind of in between space that I'm in my life, while I'm building this, co-creating, even with all of you here today, this Sanctuary Wellness Center from the ground up. But so as Hannah had mentioned, there's going to be the whole retreat space aspect on the sanctuary grounds as well, which is going to include, workshops, meditations, long-term retreats, like maybe even like a week or a few days or however it might be. We have a huge vision for that. We're just going to have to let time play out. But ultimately, the idea is that Soul Journey Wellness would then evolve into an LLC subsidiary called PAWS Wellness. And that would manage all of those retreats and events and courses and things like that. So on the sanctuary grounds, as some of you may know, nonprofits, they rely a lot on donations and grants and fundraising endeavors and investors and things like that. And because there's so many like regulations around what a nonprofit can do with its money and how it can how it can utilize or even receive money. And so in order to kind of mitigate some of those like tensions so that we can actually really, have a very diverse staff of employees that get paid well, or however, or so even so that I can live on the land, so that Hannah could live on the land, so that people could actually be living in the space. There are things that we have to do in order to make sure that we're doing it legally, and it's all like within that foundation, right? Making sure that we're structuring it properly so that we can continue to grow. And yeah, so that was ultimately what PAWS Wellness will be. That's just the name that's kind of on the tip of our tongues. We haven't incorporated it or organized it yet, so it's not official. But I did want to just kind of let those of you know, so that's no surprise whenever the time comes. But for now, and whenever that time comes, many of you know I do these meditations online. There's still going to be meditations online, and there's still going to be, but there's also going to be these meditations now in person in this space that people can come to. I mean, you can travel from wherever you are in the world and come and stay with us and do, events with us and the animals, some animals. I mean, because we will be bringing in a very diverse range of different animals, not all of them will be like approved to go and be part of the meditation spaces or whatnot, because we want to make sure that we prioritize the health and safety of the animals as well as all of our guests, and so that means a lot of things, because some animals actually like to be just on their own. They don't like a lot of new things, and that's okay. We have to respect that space. And just like some humans need that space as well, right? We don't want to always feel so uh, bombarded with things. So all right, so that is ultimately our overview that we really wanted to. I'm going to just stop sharing this for a moment. That we wanted to just kind of give you a greater picture of what we're up to. At the end of after we do the meditation, we're going to leave a little bit of room for some community questions or answers, or anything that might be on your heart or your mind. And I'll bring up one final slide just to direct you to where you can go find all the other information, because we are genuinely building our website out with complete transparency, so you can fully understand what we're doing, what stage we're in, where, how much money we're bringing in, how we're going to be using that money. So it can be very, very transparent. So you can just better understand, and also just continue to sit with us in that space of holding this vision as we grow. So there was a lot of information, and I appreciate you all listening and sitting, offering your presence. And just take a nice deep breath together. I'm going to pull up my meditation video. For some of you know, I've been enjoying sharing a video lately when we meditate together. Yeah, this is so beautiful. Okay. We're going to start in just one moment. Just going to invite you to unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders down, feel into the body, and let yourself soften in your seat. And let's all drop in together. Welcome everyone to this pause for pause guided meditation. Intentionally designed to seed the intention for PAWS Animal Wellness Sanctuary. an animal sanctuary and wellness center where both human hearts and animal hearts can heal, transform, and thrive. If you haven't already, now is that perfect time to close your eyes. Gently shifting your awareness inside. Bringing your focus of attention directly into your sacred heart space in the center of your chest. Breathing a little deeper and a little slower. Present in your heart. Present in this moment. As you settle in to this precious space, and you feel into your beautiful heart, I invite you to take a moment to feel in to the vibration of love. What does love feel like to you? With each breath, allowing this feeling tone of love to grow. Allowing the field of love within your heart to be amplified. Each breath taking you deeper into love. And now, as you're present in your heart, I invite you to hold with me in this field of love that you have been generating, the vision of an animal sanctuary and wellness center, sitting on acres and acres of beautiful land and earth, a safe space, a peaceful place, overflowing with the love of our hearts. As you scan through this land, see all the precious souls, human and animal alike, that come to this space to heal, to thrive. Witness as the dogs run and play. Feel freedom in their fur, under their paws. See all the beautiful cats that are calm and relaxed, mirroring back to us the love that we are. Witness the horses frolicking, the cows grazing in the pastures. And all the other beautiful animals that will come to inhabit this space. See the people who come and join together to transform with their hearts, to heal through the love of the land. Witness as bonds strengthen. People feel more connected. The animals feel safe and cared for. Still feeling the love in your heart. Let yourself imagine what it might be like for you to visit this space, to join together in this precious place we are co-creating today. Breathing deeply, breathing slowly. Feeling the love of your heart. Feeling the love in this precious place. And witnessing how this love is so deeply shared as it emanates out from your heart. It's also received back to you. Being present with this flow of love to you and through you now. Helping to infuse this vision and seed this intention for a shared healing space together. And now, gently drift your awareness back to your own precious heart. And with 3 more deep breaths, seal this practice with love. With the next breath, gently begin bringing your awareness back to the room or space that you're in. Bringing gentle movements to your fingers and toes. Feeling the love that is already present in your own body. When the moment feels right, gently opening eyes. Returning to this precious moment in now time. Thank you all so much for being in that practice with me. Never quite sure where we're going to end up, and so I'm just grateful for each of your hearts that helped to infuse that vision with us. I know for myself, it was quite tender. I had to leave my eyes open because I really, when it just felt like the tears were going to start to flow, and I needed to be able to maintain my connection to be here with all of you. So I just love that. Go ahead, Hannah. You were going to say something.
I was gonna say same. That's all.
Yeah. Um, so just want to open up the floor for a few minutes. If anyone has any questions at all about anything we've shared before we share the last thing that we're going to share. You should just be able to unmute your mic. It should be set up that way. You can just unmute or raise your hand if you'd like to share anything or ask a question or just bring your heart in.
I think it's more about just sharing a little something while we were all doing our vision together. And one of the things I saw, you mentioned green pastures. And so I was thinking maybe this is going to be someplace else where you will be eventually. I, that's just something that came up to me. And I know this could be a ways away, or who knows, what the universe is going to come up with, and with all of your work and input and love around the project. And then the second thing was I saw the animals, mostly the dogs and cats, sort of coming out of their enclosure and joining the human beings that were there at the time, so that they were together, with their love. And that seemed to be a beautiful thing that was happening from everything you're doing there to help. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Marcy.
Yeah.
I know Penny, you had also raised your hand, and I think Scott and Stephen, you both want to share something. I'll just let Penny go because I know she had her hand up, and then we'll circle back around.
I'll go really quick just to say I just love, I'm just really appreciating and loving the sort of the combination of the healing work for humans and for animals all together and integrated. And, I think of the people who work with horses in the same way, bringing the healing work with horses to the humans, but for the horses and just how powerful this is and integrative and holistic. And um, I'm loving it. I just want to share that that's what I'm so resonating with and love.
Thank you, Penny. Scott and then Stephen. I don't know. You were unmuted. I didn't know if you wanted to say something.
Well, I was going to break the ice, but then Marcy did, which was wonderful. So I'll just say thank you for this beautiful vision that you're holding and the opportunity for us to hold the vision with you and hopefully provide support. It's very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for being here. Stephen, go ahead, my dear.
Well, during my first marriage, we had two beautiful huskies, a Malamute and a Siberian. And when the marriage broke up and I had to leave and I was going homeless and both dogs came down with something and we had to put them down. And that broke my heart. But I've always had dogs all my life up to then. And then I met my second wife, who was I call her tarot toting Shamaka Native American indigenous wizard, you know. But we had a shared vision one night lying in bed where my parents and those two dogs and my oldest daughter, who had died of substance misuse, were all living together in an Algonquin style longhouse. When we were doing this vision, I saw that longhouse somewhere on one of your properties.
Oh,
Just came up, you know.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Rodney.
Yeah, I just want to applaud you, Kata J, for all the loving you're giving to these animals. They're loving, caring beings no matter what, and they can't always help themselves. So I appreciate opening in that place where they can be cared for and taken care of. It's beautiful. And I really resonate with dogs, I think, for myself. I used to be a dog in another lifetime. So I resonate with dogs like a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rodney. Thank you. I'm so grateful to have so many of you here. I mean, it's filled with people from communities I've been part of for so long, and like Rodney and Marcy and Stephen and Penny and Scott. I mean, like all of you. And then I have my family and Muriel and my mom, Annie, and like Hannah and Natalie. I mean, these are my like people that I mean have known me for so long. And it just feels so precious to share this space with all of you. And I'm just moved beyond words. So I I know it's like this morning and last night and the last few days have been so much confirmation that it's already done. It's already done. Just walking right into it is all that's left. Just want to offer a moment if Hannah or Natalie, if you want to say anything before I bring up the very last little slide.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, since this started, the things to do have just been, okay, this has to get done before we can do this, and so on and so forth. And that has just been, okay, now we can do this and increasing rapidly. And just, it's amazing how fast it's picking up and at an increasing rate as well. And a big part of that is because of all of you and your support. And so just with all the love in my heart, I just wanted to thank everybody for being here today, for everyone who shared and just for everyone being here and taking part in this today. We are so grateful. I just have all the appreciation in the world for you all. And so thank you.
And I just wanted to kind of say the same thing, that we're so grateful for all of your support and your loving vibes towards this project, and I'm just so grateful to be here with all of you today and to to bring this vision into fruition with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Okay, I've got one more slide. All right. This is just our call to action, how you can help us moving forward, how you can support this vision moving forward. We are currently working on our first fundraising milestone. The amount raised here is actually not quite up to date because a couple of you sent in donations this morning, and I really appreciate that. And I have to update the thing manually, so that'll get updated later. But ultimately, our first fundraising milestone is for us to obtain tax exempt status, to take care of like legal documentation, to make sure that we have our website taken care of, our mailing list, things like that, just the administrative costs. All of us are complete volunteers right now, as it would be in a nonprofit. So we're all doing this. So all the money is going directly back into the organization itself, as well as helping take care of animals that we're going to hopefully be bringing in another cat and another dog by the end of the summer. That is my goal. And so we'll see how that plays out. But you can email us at info@pawssanctuary.com if you have any questions, or you can just reach out to me wherever you know how to reach out to me. If you visit our website, there's a ways to support, and there are multiple ways you can support us. Beyond just, donating. We have our t-shirts, which are basically, they're like free advertisement because it has our website on it and our quote and our logo, and that's great. And then, of course, donations, but then also these events. And this was our very first. So we seeded the intention. In May, we'll hold our second Pause for Pause, and that will be a little different. We're going to probably share some of the similar information, but maybe not completely. But our meditation will be focused more on now just sending love to animals all over the world. That's really what we're going to focus on a lot in these fundraising sessions. With time, we plan to have fundraising events like bake sales and other things that happen in person. We'll see where that goes. But the other thing you can do, even if you can't donate or you can't come to the event or whatever that is, you can keep an ear out, because sometimes the person we're meant to meet is actually going to come through one of you, right? And so you could just keep an ear out for somebody that might be doing something that you feel is resonant, that you might want to just put us in touch with that person. Or you might just be somewhere and run into someone, and it's so, as Hannah said, kismet. And you go, I know who this is supposed to be for. And you just help direct them to our website or them to our information. The other thing is, if you're aware of certain grants, right now, once we have nonprofit status, we can apply for a lot more grants. But right now, we're kind of seeking women-founded grants. It's because we are a women-owned business. So we're founded by women and run by women. So if you know of any grants or things that we can actually apply for, just feel free to just send us an email. It's never unwanted. It's always helpful. Even if it doesn't work out for us, it's always helpful. So those are just some different ways you can help support us in our vision. And I think someone put the links for these in the chat. I know I saw a couple of you taking pictures. That's great too. And we will be updating on our website. We'll keep our fundraising milestones up to date, so you always know where we're at, what we're doing, how we're using funds, what our plan is, what our vision is, and that way it's just held in integrity, which is most important to all of us. So maybe we just all take a nice deep breath together. Thank you all so much for being here. Just want to give a shout out to my mom, my beautiful mother who brought me into this world. Could not be here without her. Love her so much. Yeah, thank you for being here. And Muriel, love that you're here. Yeah. All right, my dear friends, thank you all. I hope to see you soon. Feel free to reach out if you need anything. And what I love to do is always ask everybody to unmute and say goodbye in your own way, and then I'll end the call.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Kata
Thanks,
J.
everybody.
Blessings.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Love you.
Thank you.
Good
Nice
job.
to meet you
Good
all.
job, ladies. Good job.
Thank you, Kata J. Good to see everybody. Happy Saturday.
Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.